Hello and welcome. My name is Bianca Beck. I'm the Middle East and Mauritius Marketing Manager at the Sovereign Group. On behalf of Sovereign Business Hub, I'd like to welcome you to today's training session, Website Tips and Tricks for a Better User Experience. Our presenter today is our very own Mohsin Ali. He's our full stack web developer at the Sovereign Group, and he works as a group resources helping all of our offices, including the Sovereign Business Hub. Yeah, Mohsin, over to you.
Thank you, Bianca. So here is our today's agenda. We'll discuss about what the UX really is, and then we'll cover the design basics, simple navigation, mobile first, and page speed. Then we'll talk about the content that actually converts and small trust signals that make people feel comfortable. So after that, we'll have a quick look at the accessibility and how a good UX naturally supports the SEO. Finally, we'll look at common tools that we can use to monitor the UX performance and other UX related stuff. And finally, we'll talk about the common mistakes that we should avoid. All right, so user experience in simple word is how people feel while they're on your website. So this is basically extremely important these days because people decide within seconds if they wanna use your website or just go away. So if your website is clean, clear, and fast, they usually stay. And if it's not, they just leave and look for the information on some other sources. So these days, basically, users look for three things. One is clarity, second is ease, and third is speed. Clarity means, your website or your web page should clearly state who you are and what you offer, right? And ease means the menus and the navigations should be simple and straightforward, so that user don't have difficulty navigating or finding information on your pages. And as for the speed, means the page should load quickly both on the phone and desktop. Additionally, a good UX should have some proof points such as testimonials, client logos, and if case studies if possible. With these proof points, user feel comfortable to act or fill up the form or to contact you. So these are the things uh, that we should focus on the UX. Let's discuss design fundamentals. So our pages should start with hierarchy. So a page should have hierarchy, should have a strong main heading, a simple supporting line. Then there should be a detailed text about the service that you offer. Additionally, you should put the content in block and use some white spaces. So you should not put all the content in a single large block because people find it difficult to read and they just go away. So you should split the text in different sections and should use white spaces between those sections. Also, we should select the font which is easy to read, and the font size should not be more than 16 pixels or maybe 18 pixels. It should not be more than that for the text. We should try to use black text on white background because this can be read quite easily. For colors, we should use two or three colors, not more than that. And for colors, twice, I think we should select uh, our brand colors. Should be two, primary and secondary. And if you have some more brands, some more colors in your brand, you can select up to three, but not more than that. Uh, Also, there should be consistency and spacing, fonts, and the font size throughout your website. So all the blocks and the buttons should have a consistent spacing. So block should not have, different spaces. Otherwise, the page doesn't look professional. So these are the design fundamentals that we should, focus on while building our page. Navigation, that's very important. It shouldn't, make people think. So, it should be easier for people to, navigate to the different section of the website. So we should keep 5 to 7 top level items and use plan levels, like our services, about us, knowledge hub, and contact. So we should not, put so many different menus on the top level. And for the sub menu, they should also not be too deep because most of the time people visit your pages on mobile devices, and if it is too deep, most of the mobile devices doesn't cover those deep menus. So should not the sub menus should not also be so deep. All right. Okay. So the path or journey should be simple from service pages to related articles. Then we should put the CTA. So, so ideally, we should put one CTA at the top, in the above the fold section, and then the second CTA should be, like at the bottom, like after we discuss about the service and related articles.
I have
And for
actually a
the
question there. Sorry, Mohsen. That why would you choose to put a CTA at the top and the bottom? How does that help?
Oh, well, in the top, because so the top section should talk about the page and services. So this is the main fold. So when page loads, people see that about the fold section, right? And so it is easier for user, to contact you and about the section, about the fold section.
Without having
And
to read all the way through and then click at the bottom as well.
yeah. So
Yeah,
if,
okay.
if if they're not comfortable, contact you straightforward, they can just read the content, and if they find it right, they may
Mm.
contact you at the bottom. So they don't
Yeah.
have to go up to contact you again. All right. So consistent header and footer across the pages. So header and footer should not be different for different pages. It should be consistent and should have the same information on all the pages. All right, let's talk about the content. So content should help people act. Okay, so we should start each page the clear headline, as I stated earlier, that should say who it is for and the outcome we deliver. So we should use short paragraphs, bullet points, and icons. So because these are the catchy things, and it doesn't make people get bored. So we should use bullet points and icons. And call to action button should be specific and visible. So you should use the title like book a call or guest a code, specific call to action buttons. So, and as we discussed earlier, we should place them where interest naturally rises. So we could put it at the top, or at the bottom, or midway through the content, or maybe after we talk about the benefit of the services. So we could place right at the bottom of the benefits section. So also we should add testimonial client logos near the CTAs. So if we put, testimonials or the client logos near the CTA, we have better chances, that people might contact you because, it feels more comfortable if we have, testimonial, right? Maybe after our, like after or below the CTA. So these are basically the best places to put the CTAs. Mobile and responsive design. So, I mean, most first visits now happens on phone. Approximately 70% first visits happens on the phone. So design must be mobile friendly. We should use clear headings, generous spacing, and large thumb-friendly buttons so that it is easier for people to click on the buttons and look for the information on the mobile. Also, we should keep the forms short and specific. We should not ask too many information, especially for the on the mobile devices, because people find it frustrating to fill a large form on mobile devices. So we should avoid putting small links, right? So the links should be large because sometimes user navigate and then they just accidentally press on the link. So if we are putting link, it should be visible. All right, so we should test the website and on real devices and also run, Google's mobile friendly test using Google's page speed insights, right? So this gives us information about how the website or the page, works on real mobile devices so that, we can improve our UX accordingly. And so these days we should prioritize the design and content for mobile first. As we discussed, approximately 70% visits happens on mobile. So we should prioritize mobile first, and then we should move on to the desktop. All right, so speed and for web vitals. So speed, as you know, it's very important and it's crucial, especially for mobile devices. Speed is also a trust signal. So for speed, we should focus on three areas. One is LCP, which is largest content full band. As we discussed, this is above the fold content. So the content that comes, in the first fold. So the first fold should be fast. We can, load images and other things later, like once the page is loaded. So the largest content full band, which is the first above the fold, it should load really fast so that user gets information instantly. The other thing, important thing is CLS, which is cumulative layout shift. The layout should not shift, especially on mobile devices. So sometimes you might have seen, the websites when it loads, it looks different, or maybe sometimes it excuses. And once everything is loaded, it corrects its layout, right? So it shouldn't happen because Google doesn't like these cumulative shifts and doesn't rank those websites which has this problem. And also it's not good for user experience as well. It should not jump. And responsiveness, third is responsiveness. So it should be responsive. So it should adopt to the different screen size. So for example, we should have a different layout on desktop and all and different for small devices. It should adopt, right? So we can put the same content that we have on desktop on the mobile devices. So the design should be responsive and adopt accordingly.
When you're building this in the background, do you often get visibility of being able to see what it will look like on mobile versus and desktop?
So can you repeat?
When you're building a website in the background, do these platforms often allow you to see what it will look like in a mobile versus desktop format?
Yes. So basically, when we build a website or a web page, um, Google Chrome has this tool, a built-in tool where we can, see how this page will look like in different screens. But as I suggested earlier, so these are the tools, but we should actually test on the real devices as well. But there are the tools. So built in Chrome, in Microsoft Edge, if we go into the developer tools, we'll find different options to uh, for different screen sizes. And we'll have all the mobile devices. We can see like how it looks in Google Pixel or on iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus. Yeah. All right, and also we should compress all the images and we should use cache where possible. If we have option for CDN content delivery network, we should use that. And so these days we should use WebP for images. So this is the modern format for images to be used on the web. So it's a next gen image format. So you should try using this. All right, so trust. Yeah, so trust can be built with small details, which we can include on our website. So we could use SSL on all the pages, HTTPS. So this basically encrypt our pages. So we should use that. Also to build trust, as I mentioned earlier, we could put testimonials, simple test notes, and client logos. So it also builds trust, right? So also showing your team's photos and their expertise help people feel they're they're dealing with real professional people. So we should try using our team's bios and on the website to build the trust. Also, keep address, phone, and contact option easy to find. We can put it in the header or in the footer so that people can contact us easily. All right. Let's talk about tools and behavioral insights. So, to monitor how our user experience is going, we could use, different tools. So these are the tools basically. These tools can answer the core US questions. So, for example, what's happening on our website, what's happening, how fast our website is, and what we should try next, right? So these are the tools. So for Google, uh, Google Analytics and Search Console show where the visitors are coming from on our website and what they are looking for. Hotjar and Microsoft Clarity shows heat map and shows like where the users are clicking on our website. So this show the heat map. So for example, if users are clicking on, for example, a specific button, right? There'll be a heat map for that. So these are the things. I mean, for this we can decide. Okay, so this is the place where user put more of their time. So we could try different things to improve it further. So Google Page Speed Insight and G2 metrics are used to monitor the performance of the website. So if we wanna see like how our page is performing on mobile or on a desktop, we could use these tools. So this give us detailed, information on like what's the performance issue, what's going on, what's going right and what's going wrong. All right. And let's talk about the common mistakes which we should avoid. So basically, all of these are the common mistakes that we should avoid to make a good user experience. First, we should not play the audio and videos. So sometimes if people are sitting in a calm environment and if your website loads and instantly started playing audios or videos, it doesn't make that feel user feel good. We should not do that. And also we should avoid pop-ups. Even they contact us, or maybe sometimes when you scroll down the page, you see a pop-up. You should limit it. Should not be too many pop-ups, especially on the mobile devices. The user doesn't like it. Additionally, as I discussed earlier, that we should not put all the content in a single blog. Instead, we should use different sections. So we should divide our content into different sections, and we should use some white spaces between each section. Because if we put all the content in one place, user might feel, oh, it's too large. Let's just skip. All right, and additionally, we should optimize large images and review third-party scripts because sometimes our website uses third-party scripts, JavaScript and CSS files that slow down the page performance. So we should try to avoid as much as possible. And we should make sure that contact routes and CTAs are always visible. So we should not, hide them. We should put the CTAs on top, in between, at the bottom, wherever it's possible. So, okay, so let's take a look at good versus bad example. So here we have in the first image, you can see a clear hierarchy with the heading, all right, and subheading, and then the CTA. And then we show this the trust signal, right? So we are in the business for more than 40 years, that many clients. So these are the trust signals. This is a really good example. So once users see this, they might, scroll down and try to find information. And on the second page, we see there are different typography. There are so many different colors. The heading doesn't state like what the page is all about, right? So these are the things we should try to, you know, uh, input on our website. Any question you have?
Yeah, so actually, I do just to kind of potential questions that the audience might have asked. How does URL structure affect anything like speed or it does it? And what should a URL structure kind of follow in terms of method or strategy?
All right, so URL structure should be as simple as possible. So it should have some hierarchy. So for example, if we are talking about services, it should have, domain name, then services, and then, the service title. Similarly, if we have pages for our teams, so it should say domain name, then our team, and then the name of the team in the title in the URL. It should have
Okay,
the hierarchy like this.
would you recommend keeping them as short as possible then, in terms of how many steps basically you have to follow in terms of the URL chain before you get to where you want to go?
Oh, I mean, as I said, we should have it should have as simple as possible. It should not have so many categories in the URL. But if there are required, it is good to put those categories. But should have as like little categories as possible.
Okay. And then also, I guess, even when you're putting together website, how often should you be doing an audit on older pages? Because sometimes, a function stops working without your knowledge. Firstly, A, is there a tool that can help you kind of know when something's not working? Or B, I guess the alternative is manually going in and double checking that the content is working.
All right. So in terms of content, we could use so there are, as I mentioned, there are different tools for different performance measurement. So for speed and performance, we could use Google Page Insights. So this gives uh, information about the page performance for the last 28 days. So it scan all the pages, group those pages, and gives information. Okay, so this group of pages have this performance has these issues over the last 28 days. You need to fix those. And if you want to talk about like how the page is doing in terms of searches, we could use Google Analytics, which gives us detailed information like how many time people have searched for these pages, what they search, and how they landed on your page.
Okay, and those tools, I mean, I suppose they won't know, for example, if like one of your buttons doesn't work to link to the contact us form, though, would it?
Sorry?
So that those tools that you mentioned there probably wouldn't be able to kind of tell if your contact us button doesn't link to your form, though. It wouldn't have
No,
that kind
no,
of.
no, no, no.
So I guess what would you recommend in terms of doing a manual audit to make sure that all the things are functioning properly?
Oh, sorry. I mean, in Google Analytics, they show. I mean, they'll not show you like if this specific button has a problem, but they will show you that people have landed on this 404 page.
Okay, got
So
you. Yeah.
yeah, but there's a manual check. You need to
So
manually
okay,
go
yeah.
to your
So
website. Yeah.
it's pointing out for example, that it's not converting or something like that, and then that would give you the insight that you need to that something's probably not right.
Yeah,
Okay. And the tools that you mentioned in that tool slide, are they free tools or are they a mixture of free and paid?
they are mostly free. So apart from let me see. Hotjar and Microsoft Clarity. So these are the paid tool, and analytics and search console, they are free, and PageSpeed Insights and GT Metrics are free. But GT Metrics has a paid version as well. If you want detailed information, then you have to pay. Otherwise, both of these are free.
Okay, and then my final question, if you're looking at starting your website from scratch and you're not looking for, someone to come in and support that process like a web developer like yourself, what kind of sites or host places would you recommend in terms of your experience?
You mean the tools to build the website?
Yeah, exactly. Like what websites or hosting ground have you used that you would say is the most user friendly?
Sorry, could you repeat? I missed the first part of your question.
No problem. I was just saying, if someone's building a website from scratch, where could they go, and which is the easiest in terms of user building experience?
All right. So there are different tools that you can use if you are not into tech. One is Wix. Uh, from the Wix, it gives you the ready to use tools where you can just drag and drop, just put in your content, and your site is ready. But there are some limitations. One is paid. Second, the website is hosted on Wix server, right? But if you wanna build a simple website and you wanna be online, you can just use Wix, and it is quite easy, and it doesn't require any technological knowledge.
Okay, and Wix is one I've definitely heard of. WordPress is also often something that you hear about quite a lot.
Yes, I mean with WordPress you should have some tech knowledge. But I mean, if you are not into tech and you are new to WordPress, if you take some short courses, or maybe if you go online and spend some time, you should be able to build website using WordPress. But you should have some knowledge of tech, of the
Okay,
web.
so you need
Yeah,
a little bit more awareness of building if you're going
yeah,
to use
yeah,
that. Okay,
yeah. But
so
Wix is
Wix,
simple and
the
straightforward.
simplest. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Mohsen. I'm sure the Sovereign Business Hub clients will find this really interesting. So just to close that off, this is a benefit that you get with being part of the incubation service at the Sovereign Business Hub is that you get regular trainings. So Mohsen, thank you so much for presenting on website tips and tricks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alan. Thanks. Bye.